Hey, for discussion 10, we get to have a look at, what's going to be happening the rest of the year. So we're going to prioritize the rest of the year. When originally I came up with the course and what I wanted you to learn, learning priorities, and the way we're going to do it, the assignments, etc. Different set of circumstances based on what I'd always known. And now things have obviously dramatically changed. So we're going to take the mindset of engineering design and use that process to revisit our learning priorities. In other words, our problem that we're trying to solve, and the work that we do to get us there, the solutions. So that's what this week's discussion is, basically the spirit of it is. And so I'll take you through some of the details. So how we're going to do that, I am going to have you first take a look at the original problems, the original learning priorities, and the original solutions, which again, the work, by reviewing your past work just briefly and then the syllabus. And then you're going to take a look and just revisit for yourself what your top 3 learning priorities are. And then you're going to take a look at the original solutions and redesign, come up with suggestions for what kind of work will get you to your revisited or reprioritized learning targets. So the way it's going to look is, first, again, you'll review the original problems and solutions. Original problems equals the learning priorities, the learning outcomes. Solutions, again, equals the work. And so you'll take a trip down memory lane, look through our past work, discussions, assignments, and class presentations, just to remind you about where we've been and what you've learned is my hope that gets jogged there. Second, I want you to read not the entire syllabus, but just the excerpts that I've pasted below. And they're way, 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 way at the bottom. And they are the original problems, again, mindset and priorities, and the learning outcomes. And solutions, the grading excerpts from the grading and assignment. So just real quickly, let me show you what I mean. So again, the problems, and you can click right to the bookmark and it'll get you there to the mindsets and priorities. There's the mindsets. And then right after that is the learning outcomes. I'll get back to the top here. And then the grading and assignments. These are just how you get graded and some of the projects and work that we do. And so that's what I'm asking you to take a look at and reprioritize. So first you'll take a look there. And here's a visual representation of that. The problems are the mindsets and priorities and the learning outcomes. And the solutions is really the grading, not really the assignments. That's kind of a mix between criteria for success and how well they meet the success criteria, but really focusing on the assignments and the work. That's our solution. So that's what you're going to revisit. And stop and really think about it. Like for you, what are the most important things that you get from this class? And what you've already learned pretty well. And so thinking about what you feel like you've learned, prioritize the 3 and only things you think are most important for you to learn in our remaining 4+ weeks together. And so do your best to write that in your words. You can obviously use the words that are already there as a foundation, but to make it meaningful, it'd be great if you could put them in your own words and write down those 3 revisited learning priorities for you. So the first kind of task for the discussion that you're going to post is going to be your 3 learning priorities. And then take a look at the solutions, the work from this point forward. And with your top 3 learning priorities in mind, and only those top 3 learning priorities in mind, take a look at the original assignments, the original work, and consider assignments that would, if they're unchanged, help you meet one of your 3 learning priorities. Assignments that would, if they were changed a little bit or amended from the original, help you meet one of your 3 learning priorities. And if you do that, just real quickly, briefly describe what changes would be needed. And then finally, if you don't see in the work that you understand to be forthcoming, your any of your learning priorities represented, what you could just suggest is assignments that would, and they're not yet a part of class, help you meet one of your 3 learning priorities. This is where you can get creative with how you go about doing this. And then for your then write those down. Write down which assignments / work would stay the same, be amended, replace the current work. And so for your initial post, you're going to post your top 3 learning priorities and your ideas about redesigned solutions. So again, you'll post this and this. And then just a couple other thoughts. I do realize that some of you, and it's totally fine if this is where you end up as. Some of you are like, just tell us what to do. Enough of this, and that's fine. I'd be glad to do that. I've got ideas in mind. If that's what our class decides, just that Tom's just going to just do it all, fine. As long as you've got a well-supported argument. But I want you to think about 2 things. Number one. I want the solutions to be considerate of your realities. When I, in class and in your surveys, hear about your experiences, like, it's obvious to me, like, duh, of course that's your experience. But what I'm realizing is, unless I hear them from you, there are things that I generally am not going to be able to predict. And so the solutions that I have might be inconsiderate of kind of the realities that you're facing. And I want to make sure that as best as we can, we are considerate of your realities because I want this to be successful. And then second, this is a nice opportunity to learn about engineering design by engaging in engineering design for you and to kind of put you in the mindset of a real experience of designing learning. So I would say excited because this part especially hits one of my top priorities for you all, is to think of yourself as instructional engineers. So again, what you come up with is what you come up with, and we'll synthesize that and talk about it on Thursday night. And if you have any questions, of course, just reach out. And I hope your weekend and week, not that there's much of a difference anymore, are going great. Take care.